The cloud who wanted to taste snow. Once upon a time, high above the bustling towns and gentle hills of America, there lived a little cloud named Nimbus. Nimbus was not like the other clouds who drifted lazily across the sky, content with painting beautiful sunsets or casting cool shadows on the earth below. Nimbus was curious, a dreamer, an explorer, and most of all, a cloud with a peculiar wish. She wanted to taste snow. Now you might be wondering how a cloud could wish for such a thing. After all, aren't clouds the ones who make the snow? But for Nimbus, making something and experiencing it were two very different things. She watched from above as children bundled in warm coats, hats, and mittens caught fluffy snowflakes on their tongues. Their cheeks would turn rosy, and their laughter would float up to Nimbus, as light as the feathers she was made of. The more she watched, the more she wondered, what does snow taste like? Is it as soft as it looks? Is it sweet, or does it tingle on your tongue? Each question made her wish grow stronger, until one bright morning, Nimbus decided she simply had to find out. Nimbus drifted over snowy mountains, where the wind howled and snow covered every peak in a sparkling white blanket. She watched as the snowflakes danced and twirled in the air, swirling with the wind, before settling down on the treetops and rooftops. Oh, how I wish I could taste just one snowflake, Nimbus sighed. As her wish echoed through the chilly sky, an old and wise wind named Zephyr heard her. Zephyr had travelled the world many times over and knew all its secrets. He swirled around Nimbus, his voice soft but full of mirth. "Why so glum, little cloud?" he asked, his breezy laugh ruffling Nimbus's edges. Nimbus shared her wish, expecting Zephyr to laugh at her. But Zephyr only smiled, his eyes twinkling. "No cloud has ever tasted snow before," he said, "but perhaps it's time someone tried." Zephyr thought for a moment, then beckoned Nimbus to follow him. They soared over icy lakes and snow-covered forests, past the busy streets where children made snow angels and built snowmen with carrot noses and hats that belonged to someone's grandpa. Finally, they arrived at a quiet meadow, where the snow sparkled like millions of tiny diamonds, and nobody was around to disturb their secret adventure. "Close your eyes, Nimbus," Zephyr whispered. "Trust me." Nimbus squeezed her eyes shut, feeling a giggle rise up inside her. Suddenly, Zephyr spun around her in a gentle whirl, lifting her puffy body higher and higher until she felt lighter than ever before. Then, with a soft breath, Zephyr pushed Nimbus downward, lower than clouds usually go, until she hovered just above the snowy field. As Nimbus floated there, she felt something wonderful happen. Cold, crisp air filled her with a tingle, and the snowflakes that had just fallen began to rise up, swirling around her like a dance. She opened her mouth as wide as a cloud could and let the icy flakes drift in. In that magical moment, Nimbus tasted snow. It was colder than anything she had ever known, but it sparkled on her tongue, fizzing and popping like tiny stars. It wasn't sweet or sour. It tasted like pure happiness, like laughter and winter and the thrill of a new adventure all at once. Nimbus giggled, her laughter ringing out across the meadow. She spun and twirled, making her own snowflakes with every joyful twist. Zephyr laughed along with her, delighted that Nimbus's wish had come true. But as the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of pink and gold, Nimbus realized something even more special. She wasn't just tasting snow. She was becoming part of the joy that snow brought to everyone below. Her snowflakes drifted down to the earth, where children would catch them on their tongues, where animals would snuffle through the drifts, and where the world would be blanketed in her happiness. From that day on, whenever Nimbus made snow, she remembered the taste, the sparkling, magical zing of happiness. And she always made sure to sprinkle a little extra joy in every snowflake she made. Now, whenever you play in the snow, when you catch a snowflake on your tongue or see the world turned into a winter wonderland, remember Nimbus, the little cloud who wanted to taste snow. Because sometimes the best adventures come from the wishes in your heart and the courage to chase them. And if you listen very closely, on a quiet winter's day, you might just hear Nimbus laughing, swirling through the sky, and tasting happiness all over again. But Nimbus's story doesn't end there. For her one wish opened up a whole world of curiosity and adventure. After that magical day, she was full of questions. What did rain taste like, or morning dew? What was it like to feel the golden sun on her back, or to fly through a rainbow's arch? Each day, she grew a little braver, a little more adventurous, and a little more filled with wonder. On a bright spring morning, Nimbus floated over a blooming orchard where pink and white blossoms danced in the breeze. The air was sweet with the scent of flowers, and little bees buzzed from petal to petal. Nimbus wondered, if snow tastes like happiness, what does the morning dew taste like? Zephyr was nearby, as he often was, and he smiled at Nimbus's curiosity. "Let's find out," Zephyr said, and together they dipped low, close to the ground. Nimbus felt the gentle touch of the dew as it sparkled on the petals and leaves. She let the droplets settle on her, and for a moment, she tasted the freshness of a new day, the promise of growth and the excitement of something beginning. With each new adventure, Nimbus learned that the world was full of flavors and feelings, each one unique and special. And she discovered that sharing those experiences made them even sweeter. When she tasted the rain, it was like tasting the relief of thirsty plants and the joy of puddle-jumping children. When she felt the sun, it was the warmth of hugs and the comfort of a cozy blanket. Nimbus wasn't just a cloud anymore. She was a collector of wonders, a maker of memories, and a bringer of happiness wherever she went. The children in the towns below soon noticed something special about the snow that fell from Nimbus. It sparkled just a little more, and sometimes, when they caught a snowflake on their tongue, they could taste a hint of laughter, a sprinkle of adventure, and a dash of joy. They didn't know the story behind it, but they knew the snow from that little cloud was the best snow of all. And so, Nimbus's wish to taste snow became a gift to everyone below. Her story traveled on the wind, told in whispers and giggles, from one snowy town to the next. Children everywhere looked up at the sky and waved at the little cloud, hoping she would share her happiness with them. Because sometimes, all it takes is one curious wish, one brave little cloud, and the magic of believing to turn an ordinary moment into something extraordinary. So the next time you see a cloud drifting by, or feel a snowflake land on your nose, remember Nimbus. Remember that the world is full of wonders waiting to be tasted, and happiness is always just a wish away. The end.